Hi, folks, Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Hey, we're coming to another video that we want to share with you. Of course, we review all the latest and greatest cell phones and mobile phones and gadgets and tech out there. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel so that you can keep getting all the great updates we're doing. Today, we're doing a versus comparison between two awesome phones, the AT&T Samsung Galaxy Note 3 versus the AT&T Motorola Moto X phone. And we're going to do a quick overview of these. Now you can see a full detailed one that we'll be doing on the Chris Voss Show channels. So watch for that. We'll be comparing pictures, benchmarking, all that sort of good stuff. What we're going to do is give you a quick overview, comparison review of all these devices compared against each other real quickly here, and tell you which one we think we like the best. We've been using both these devices pretty prominently. So let's take a look at them. The first thing that you're going to notice, of course, is the size. The size of the Note 3 is much, much larger than the Moto X. The Moto X is a nice little phone that fits very ergonomically, very well in your hand. The Galaxy Note has got, of course, a much bigger display size, a humongous amount of much larger display size, and it does have a nice faux leather back to it, which is a new feature of the Note 3. We definitely like it. It fools your brain even though it's not real leather, and it works really well. Now, the thing that you have with the Moto X is a much smaller screen to take and work with, a 720p screen. Comparatively, on the Note 3, you have a 1080p, so that's a very big deal. You have a much larger battery, of course, on the Note 3, 3200 milliamp hours. One of the also things that you find that's very powerful about the Note 3, 3 gigabytes of RAM. Very few phones right now on the US market have 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's very huge, very fast. The processor in the Moto X is a 1.7 gigahertz crowd processor, and it's fairly fast, but what they have in the Note 3 is a 2.3 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon, the new 800s that are just raging monsters. Now, for camera-wise, in the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, you're looking at a 13 megapixel camera, but some really cool things to come with that 800 Snapdragon chip. You're looking at 4K video. This thing can record at 30 frames per second. It will record at 1080p at 60 frames per second, as will, of course, the Moto X will also do 1080p at 60 frames per second. Just won't do the 4K. So the 4K you can get away with the Galaxy Note 3. Pretty freaking awesome they made these innovations. We'll talk about some of the other things you can do on the screens and everything else. So those are some of the real big differences. There is a 10 megapixel camera that is inside the Moto X. Yeah, it's a good camera. I like it. You know, all that good stuff. But you know, the screen differences between these two, especially this being a 1080 screen, the screen size and stuff is brilliant. So let's start with getting into some of the unique aspects of the Moto X. Now, what they've done with the Moto X is they've made it so that it's always listening. They modified the chipset in it so that it runs on a very low power current, and it also presents a very low power screen. Everything is designed to get you the maximum battery life that you possibly can, and also have the phone be able to hear at all times. Now, what they've done is they've basically given it a command that you can use to activate Google Now. And as soon as you usually say, "Okay, Google Now," it will take and activate itself. There you go. I need to say the OK part. And once you do that, it will take you into the Google Now features. Okay, Google Now, look up Microsoft. There you go. We'll look up Microsoft. Okay, see? So it will do the work for you, and you don't have to hit the button. This could be across the room. You can call out to it, tell it to set an alarm, send a text message, all that sort of good stuff. And it's pretty cool that way. One downer, though, of it is you still have to go over and push a button to confirm to do whatever it is you want to do. I think it would be even cooler if you could just keep talking to it and tell it what to do and how to go and everything else. So you can kind of do the same thing with a lot of phones. It's just a matter of you can't call out to it. But if I double click on my Samsung Galaxy Note 3, send a text message, I can do the same thing. It just depends on what the order you want to take and do. Do I make the command here without touching it, or do I push a button and touch it? In the end, I'm going to have to touch a button somewhere around here. At least I can tell the Samsung Galaxy, go ahead and send it. And a lot of people love the Google Now feature. Google Now is really awesome. Of course, you can have Google Now on any Android phone that you have, and actually on the iOS systems really now. But the always on, always listening thing, so people like this sort of feature that comes with it, and there's a portion to it. I wish it had a better looking screen. The screen's okay, but I wish it had a 1080p screen. It'd be more enjoyable, especially if it was a larger screen. Now, one of the aspects of the Moto X is you can order it. You can go to your local vendor, AT&T, and order you up. They give you a coupon code, I think it is. You go to the website, and you actually order what you want. And you can get this in a multitude of different colors and ranges of front and backs that you can choose from. I forget how much it is, but it's like crazy what you can take and do with it. Now, you can also have your insignia or logo, or not a logo, I'm sorry. You can also have your name typed in the back, whatever the name of your thing is. So if that's your deal, you can take and do that. The one thing that really stands out to me, other than the OK Google Now with the Moto X, it does have a really great video camera at 60 frames per second. It does a really good job, and also it takes good pictures. So it's nice, very small, fits in the hand. I like it. Not too excited about the speaker, gotta tell you that. Not too excited about the speaker. They did come out with a recent update that updated a lot of the first run of the Moto X's. It did seem to make a lot of improvements, especially speed-wise, but speaker, I'm still not really excited about that speaker in the back. Had a lot of trouble with people hearing me, etc., etc. I don't think, if I recall rightly, on the photos reviews that we did, the flash is that bright. I think it's okay, but it's something that was great to write home to mom about. Now, with the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, I feel like a salesman with this stuff. You've got a whole mess of things that you can do with the UI that's built into it. You can have reading mode, multi-window mode where you can have two windows, screen mirroring, NFC, S-Beam, Air View where you can hover over the screen and do stuff, Air Gesture where you can control it through your hand signals, Smart Stay, Smart Pause, Smart Scroll where it'll take and watch your eyes and see when you're pausing videos and all that sort of good stuff. So there's a lot of cool things there. In the Note 3, they've actually added something that I'm a favorite fan of, and it's this news integration with Flipboard app, if you're familiar with the Flipboard app. So you can have news integration just by pushing up, and everything's there in your news and all that good stuff. What's even cool is you can easily control the phone anywhere from inside the menu, and you can also integrate different feeds. You can integrate your personal photos, videos, things of that nature into the news element. You can integrate news here and now, things that are around you, movies, sports, places, daily info, and you can also integrate your Twitter, different things like that into here, Flickr stuff, your social media. Very, 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 very cool. So very impressed with that. The one thing you have too with the Note 3 that you're not going to have with the Moto X is there's no removable back, there's no expandable memory. So with the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, you're able to remove the back and remove the battery, change the battery out. Can't do that on the Moto X. And you've also got a micro SIM card tray where you can take and put in the micro SD card on top of it to take and be able to expand your memory up to 64 gigabytes with the micro SD card. Now, the flash on the back of the Note 3 is just an amazing flash lamp. Super bright, takes incredible great pictures, and I'm very impressed with them. And of course, the fact that it does 4K is pretty freaking awesome too. One other aspect of the Note 3 that makes it the Note 3 is the pull-out stylus. And what's really cool is in the Note 3, they've added some features that are really neat. They've added what's called an air command, and you can do different things by hovering over this. You can have your active memo to make a memo. You can do scrapbooking where I can circle something on the screen with the stylus, and it will go ahead and put it into a scrapbook for me. Screen write, where I can write on the screen, and it'll keep notes. S-Finder will go back and search for anything I've done in the past while. The coolest thing that I really like is what's called Pen Window. And Pen Window is pretty awesome. I can draw literally anywhere on the screen, and it will create a window in that screen of calculator, clock, YouTube, chat on, internet, hangouts, phone, contacts. I can literally create my own area that I want to take and have a little window open. Now, this is really cool because I can move this window around. That's really awesome. I can minimize it if I want to. And if you notice when I minimize it, it minimizes to a little dot there. And then the cool thing is I can open that up at any time, almost like an icon that you can take and do. And there it is. Now I can expand this to full screen. And of course, I can cancel it and kill it if I want. Very, very cool, and you can have multiple little windows that are open. So I'm really, really excited and love the feature of this. And of course, you can use the stylus to make drawings or whatever the heck else you want. For me, they're both excellent phones depending upon what you want out of your phone. Certainly one thing that's going to make a difference here for you is the size. The Note 3 is huge and might be a little tight to get in some pockets. The Moto X definitely feels very comfortable in the hand and can very easily fit into your pockets and hand and all that good stuff. It's hard. I do have to tell you though, looking at both these screens and playing games on both these screens, this Note 3 is a lot funner, and it's a lot funner to watch videos on. But in the end, the choice is up to you. I love the Note 3. I think it's the best phone on the market right now, and I'd highly recommend anybody who wants to spend the money for a phone, get top phone, even if it's a little big. It's a little hard to lose when it's this big too. So do what you want. That's my advice. I love the Note 3. The Moto X is a great phone. I don't really have anything bad to say about it other than I wish it had a 1080p screen, and I wish it were bigger. But then I wish everything was bigger. I love big screens. I love big TVs. I love big movie screens. I love just stuff that's big. What can I say? So it's a guy thing. So anyway, there you have it. Our review of the AT&T Samsung Galaxy Note 3 versus the Moto X. Go to our good friends at amzn.to. Tell them Chris Voss sent you. Chris Voss tested, Chris Voss approved. AT&T, we love the phones. The fastest download and upload speeds that we've done benchmarking and reviews on. We love them. And also give us a like. Subscribe to their channel, because if you don't subscribe, you're going to miss out on all the great videos and comparisons we're going to be doing. Watch for the full feature comparison we'll be doing between these two phones on the Chris Voss Show. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with us.